So today is all about getting our chill on. We are going to practice on the floor and we're not going to get off it. Okay, so we're going to spend 10, maybe 15 minutes getting into this nice steady class where you can really focus on your breath, feel into the body, and this is a great little practice to ease you in to a beautiful sleep if you've had a hard day at work, or if you just need a bit of a rest day, so your heart rate's a little bit up and you just need to chill out, then this is a great way to bring you back down into your space, into your chill. So I'd love to hear what you think about this. But before that, let's jump back on the mat. Welcome to today's class, and as I mentioned, this is all about finding our chill. So we are going to start today's practice in a laying down position in Shavasana. Now, let's just spend a moment to actually get comfortable in Shavasana, because although we're lying down, there's actually a little bit of awareness I'd like you to bring to this practice. So first of all, before we even lie down, just allow your heels to find the corners of the mat. Okay, this just allows your hips to be open nicely. And then slowly we're going to lower ourselves down. Now when you do this, you may find that there's some arching to the back. You may feel like you're a little bit off center. So wiggle your hips a little bit. Lift up the shoulders using your elbows and maybe the back of the head. Okay, and just get a little bit comfortable. You may need to lift up the legs a little bit and then let the feet just hang out. Allow the backs of the palms to rest upon the floor. Keep your chin away from the chest. Keep your eyes straight up. Your drishti is just above you. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Now, there's a method to this breath, this breathing. So I want you to focus on the whole body expanding in every direction. So we're breathing, so our belly's going up to the side. It feels like our hands, shoulders, arms, feet, hips, legs, head, everything is expanding in every direction. And then slowly, as you let that go, let all effort go. Just feel as if your body just relaxes into its space on the mat. For me, the way I imagine this or visualize this is as you inhale, it's like the tide coming in. And as you exhale, the tide leaves, it ebbs. And then you are aware, present with how you're lying, your position on the mat. You're able to see what's underneath the water, underneath. And that just gives you the opportunity to make any adjustments you need. And then just begin to slowly repeat that breath until you find your Shavasana. Now, every time you come into Shavasana, see if you can adopt this little ritual or this little practice, because it just helps you really drop into the body. When we're not getting distracted by our body position, we can really sink into it. We can really find that deep sense of relaxation. Beautiful. Okay, let's just spend a moment here. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in together. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Make any adjustments you need. Let your breathing become regular, natural, and just allow it to find its own rhythm. And then slowly, we're going to lift the knees up towards our chest. Now, we're just going to be mindful that when we do this, try and keep the lower back on the floor. Now, your heels can sink right towards the bum if you wish. My knees are a little bit tender today on my left, so I'm just going to keep my feet a little bit raised. I'm going to keep the angle a little bit bigger to my calf and my thighs. And then slowly just beginning to rock, lifting the lower back off. And making sure that we've got, a decent mat underneath us so we're not irritating our spine here. This should feel nice, like a little massage to the lower back. If it feels sore, then stop. Perfect. Okay, we're just gonna do one more and stop. Bring it into stillness, and then slowly from this position, we're just gonna create small circles to the lower back. You're gonna feel it, the weight shift from your hip to your back to your opposite hip. So start small. Now, if you can start to time this with your breath, even better. So in one way, exhale the other. So that means slowing down, and slow down. There's no right or wrong to this practice. There's a time and place for a dynamic class, for getting, super dynamic, moving lots, challenge our balance, our perception, our coordination, and then there's times just to ease off. And knowing what practice is right for you in each moment is a skill you'll cultivate the more you practice and the more you tune into yourself. And let's change direction. The more you give yourself the opportunity to listen to what your body needs in that moment, give you more information to make the right decision for yourself. And just whilst we massage the lower back, a few ways to tell if you need to back off is you can take a rest in heart rate. Get familiar with what your regular heart rate is, and if it's a little bit higher in the morning or throughout the day, then maybe it's time for you just to chill out a little bit. Perhaps you can just reflect upon your week. Has it been a big one? Have you been in the head a lot, thinking a lot? So just back off a little bit, drop into the body and give yourself a bit of space. Okay, bring this into stillness. Very good. We're going to create a little bit of hip opening movements here. So we're just going to allow the knees to fall to the side. Don't worry about, opening all the way up into a deep stretch. And then as we exhale, we're going to draw the knees up towards the chest, and then we're going to inhale down and exhale round. So guys, we're going super slow. That's the point. And if you can match this with the breath, even better. If that kind of coordinating breath and movement kind of gets a little frustrating, especially if you've just started to practice, then just don't bother. Just move, just breathe in any way that feels comfortable. Again, the more you practice, the more coordination you cultivate. We're in no rush to get there. Okay, very good. Let's bring these knees to stillness, and we're going to swap direction. Exhale up, and then inhale round. May take a few repetitions to get used to the coordination, no problem. There'll be some days where you can really let the knees go and the hips want to open. And there's other days, just the circles feel smaller or just a little bit more clunky, not as fluid, it's all good. Very good, okay. One more and we'll bring this into stillness. Perfect, okay. Now what I would like you to do for this next stretch, we're going to bring our feet up towards the ceiling so we can stretch the hamstrings. As you stretch your legs up, if you find that your back starts to round and you get a gap under here, I want you to bend your knees, okay? So let's see where I'm at today. I'm straightening my legs. I'm all right. Okay, but what can happen is your legs lift back when you're straightening them. So if that's the case, then I want you to bend your knees and keep your lower back pressed upon the floor, okay? And what we're going to do is either hook the big toe or hook the feet. Hook the hands over the toes, and we're going to rest there. Now if that's a little strong, which it could be for some people, you can just take the hands behind the thighs. But what I want you to focus on is just slowly drawing those toes back. Even if your knees are bent, just draw those toes back. I'm going to bring some strength to the lower parts of the leg, strengthen into the knees, but also just working on lengthening that hamstring in position that's right for us. Yeah, go behind it there. Feels good for me. Breathe into it. Now, if you can tune into the breath that we started with, where you feel the whole body expanding, and as you relax, just see if you can let the hamstring stretch relax too. Okay, perfect. Let's just fold at the knees here. Keep a 90-degree angle. Take your left hand to your right knee. We're going to prepare the body for a twist. So we're going to send the right arm perpendicular to the body, so in a T shape. If you're like me and don't have some space, you can whack it up like a cactus, not a problem. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly. And slowly, with gauging your core, exhale, bring the left knee, the right knee over to the left. Very good. On the exhale. Now, you can keep the hand on top of the knees, but if you feel like that's a little strong, then just bring the hand to the hip and just let gravity work into the twist. If it's a little strong with your knees on the floor, keep them raised. Just going to take 3 deep breaths here. Breathe in and exhale. And because we're in a twist, it might be hard to find that breath in the belly, so visualize your chest expanding just as you would your belly. And release. Last breath. And release. Okay. Now we're going to release the left hand, activate the core, and slowly lift the knees back up. Okay. Now if you want here, you can circle the spine just to create, get back to your original position. But if you like to move on to the opposite side, take the right hand to the left knee, left hand to the side of the body, and with control, lowering the knees over, keeping the left shouldered blade just planted on the floor if you can. Take a deep breath in and dissolve. Breathe in. Two more. With every exhalation, just feel yourself getting ever more relaxed into the twist. Okay, very good. Let's release. Bring that back up. Now with control, bring the hands in, send them to the side of the body, and just slowly bring the legs down to find the corners of your mat. And just like we did at the start, find your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Just let the tide ebbing. Just feel your efforts flowing away. Let go of your practice. And we're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. So exhale completely. Inhale, feel your body expand. And dissolve. Breathe in. 2. 3. 4. 5. Just take a moment to really reflect on how you're feeling. Check in with the body, feel for any sensations. Just give yourself permission to just stay in this relaxation for as long as you need. I'm going to finish today's practice here in Shavasana. Be your own teacher. When you need to come out, bring yourself out. Namaste, wonderful human. I will see you in the next class.